A Heart of Illinois woman says she doesn't believe there are any perfect crimes, but she never thought 17 years would go by and her son's case would be no further along than it was back in 2003. But still, she thinks someday she'll know the truth.
In tonight's special report, Jessica Cook explains this mom is trying to keep other parents from experiencing what she's gone through.
This was the house that everybody's children came to. Football games, I had my two kids and my two stepkids were all in junior high together, so all their friends. I might have 40 kids in my front yard when there was a game.
Mesarchik says every now and then she drives into Streator, going past the place she used to call home. She spent 8 years here, creating memories with her family.
He always played with his cars. He had Matchbox cars, and he played his Nintendo. Oh my gosh, he played Super Nintendo all the time.
March 26, 2003, her 7-year-old son Dalton was waiting for a van from Church of the Nazarene to pick him up for a Bible study.
They didn't show up, and we came out and told him to come in the house, and my daughter called and said the church said the van was coming, that it's on its way. So I said, buddy, you still want to go? And he put his coat on and put his shoes back on and told him to wait on the porch.
A little while later, her daughter was home, asking where Dalton was.
What do you mean, where's Dalton? She goes, the van didn't show up. And we came out and we looked for him, and I called the church, and they said, oh, the van's not running tonight. So, and it was their policy to contact you if they didn't have transportation for your child, and they didn't do it.
Police lights and officers filled the area of West Morrell Street as police started investigating. Michelle says she filed a missing persons report.
The dog went out from the front porch and sniffed and came out to here and stopped. So that's when we knew somebody had pulled up.
Obviously advise anyone with small children to use caution. They should, keep their child in view.
Community members and law enforcement searching for any sign of the young boy.
I didn't know where he was. I didn't know why he was gone, but it just didn't. You don't want to think that your child could be dead.
Between 11 o'clock and 11:45 this morning, the body of a white male child was found in the rural Streator area.
A fisherman found Dalton's body in the Vermilion River less than 24 hours after he was reported missing.
This is just such a terrible, terrible tragedy. We want to thank everyone that came forward. We want to thank everyone that went out searching.
Police determined that a hammer was the murder weapon.
And then when that was found, I'm like, how do you feel anything when you're already numb, So, still to this day, I don't feel a lot of anything. It's weird. Part of you just shuts down.
A task force was created to find the answers. State police say it no longer exists. Michelle and her family have had to deal with a number of questions over the years, members of her community speculating she or a family member were involved.
It hurts. We've all, went through everything. I had my daughter on Steve Wilko's show just to quash those rumors.
Michelle continues to care for her son as a mother does, wiping the water off of his headstone. There's no date of death on it because she doesn't know when he died. She also has rarely been at the spot Dalton was found almost 17 years ago.
Do you have any idea who killed your son?
Yeah. After all these years, yes. But it's proving it and having the evidence. And unless they have enough evidence that it's going to stick, you can only try someone once.
She says even if the person responsible for her son's death told her why they did it, it would never be good enough.
I was going to learn about Jesus, and I figure it was pure evil. I took it. Nothing but pure evil.
This murder impacted the entire community, and like Michelle, so many people still have questions.
Did the person who stopped here know why he was here? Did he say, I'll give you a ride there? He wouldn't have just jumped in a car with somebody. Was he grabbed? Was there more than one person involved? Don't know.
Michelle says she never wants another parent to experience what she's gone through.
I don't have the answers. The only thing I can do is talk about Dalton, talk about being safe, tell everybody.
She says she doesn't remember having Dalton's fingerprints when he disappeared. That's why she started making photo IDs for parents. Each one has a child's prints, height, weight, eye color, birthmarks, and more. She stopped a couple years ago, but wants to start again. Dalton would be turning 25 at the end of April. Michelle says her little boy talked about becoming a Harley-Davidson mechanic, a memory she holds on to, as secrets to her son's murder still remain hidden almost 20 years later. In Streator, Jessica Cook, Heart of Illinois, ABC.
We reached out to Streator Police and State Police for the latest on Dalton's case. All we heard from them is that State Police news release from 2014. Now, back then, several agencies had to look into about 1,900 leads with over 500 pieces of evidence. As of now, there are 2,000 leads in this case alone.
And there is still a $50,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest.